His Royal Majesty, Mazi Amos Ngwu Egbu Okoro, the Eze Ibom Etiti and Ibom Isii of the ancient Arochukwu kingdom in Abia State, has raised alarm over the relentless and brutal attacks on his subjects by cultists. During a press conference held in Umuahia, the monarch expressed grave concern over the escalating violence that has instilled fear within the community. Eze Okoro reported that several of his subjects have been horrifically murdered, while others have been left injured by the cultist activities, demanding justice for the victims. He called for the immediate intervention of Governor Alex Otti, alleging that security agencies have repeatedly failed to protect the community, despite numerous petitions highlighting the perpetrators' activities. The situation has become unbearable, and we are prepared to reveal the names of those responsible if the government and security agencies are willing to take action, Eze Okoro stated. He described the security crisis in his community as precarious, emphasizing the urgent need for protective measures for his people. Our children are killed without provocation by those who should be safeguarding them. As a king, I may not express my anguish outwardly, but my heart bleeds for both the oppressed and the oppressors, as they are all my children, he lamented. Eze Okoro recounted the tragic cases of violence in the community, including the attack and subsequent death of Mazi boy Okereke, as well as the horrific murder of Chinedum Azuma Ukwu, who was killed in front of his twin brother by fellow kinsmen. The purpose of this press briefing is to seek the justice that these victims have been denied for far too long, the monarch stressed. He called for the immediate arrest of the perpetrators and their sponsors to restore peace to the community. I urge the government to take decisive action against cultism in our community. We reject cultism and the proliferation of hard drugs. We are aware of those involved in the drug trade in Arochukwu and are willing to disclose their identities if the government is prepared to act, he asserted. Supporting the monarch's claims, Mr. Eze Okoro, a relative of one of the victims, shared a harrowing account of how his brother, Kingsley Kanu Okereke, was viciously attacked by the cultists in broad daylight. Kingsley, 63, was assaulted on May 5, 2023, and later succumbed to severe injuries and machete wounds inflicted by the assailants. Mr. Okereke lamented that despite his brother's attempt to report the incident to the police, no arrests had been made since the attack occurred nearly a year ago. Similarly, the parents of Chinedu Azuma, an 18-year-old university aspirant, voiced their anguish and demanded justice for their son. Civil rights activist Onyebuchi Ndukwe, who has been monitoring Izuma's murder, alleged that the young man was killed for refusing to join the cultists. He expressed frustration over the lack of progress in the investigation, noting that 2 individuals arrested in connection with the murder had escaped, with only one being rearrested later. Other community members present at the briefing echoed the urgent need for government intervention to protect the vulnerable residents from the rampant cultist violence that threatens their safety and well-being.